Hello, 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 and thank you for joining me today. I'm Kelly Scarborough, sometimes known as the Mystic Next Door, and I'm so happy to be with you. Some of you know that I have a summer camp business, and so it keeps me very busy, and so I've been away for a little while, but I'm really happy to spend a few moments with you today and be able to give you a little message of healing and show you a technique that everybody can do to bring themselves into balance. Before I show you that, I want to say how happy I am to have been able to attend Danny Shea and Medium Kim Copeland's retreat in Mount Shasta recently. It was delightful, very healing, a magical place, and I even have a picture here of the mountain itself from my Airbnb. So let me show you that really quickly. Isn't that gorgeous? That was a beautiful meadow that was right across the street from my hotel, my Airbnb. You can't even see the snow. There we go. But it was really lovely. And I just want to thank Kim and Danny for a beautiful time. And it was wonderful meeting so many people who I've seen here on YouTube. So anyway, but now I'm back in. I live in Colorado, and off and running again with my summer camps. But today, what I want to show you is a really, really easy technique that I learned many years ago when I became certified in a form of acupressure called high touch Jinshin. High touch Jinshin is similar to Jinshin Jitsu. It's all from the same origins, and it touches on the meridians of the body. Um, the the technique that I want to show you today is called the Main Central Harmonizer, and I'm going to show you my tattered book that I've been using for many, many years. And you can see the points of the body where this touches. And even though we are addressing the meridians with this technique, you'll notice that these also correspond with the major chakras of the body. And I don't think it's a coincidence. So I'll read you a little bit about what the Main Central Harmonizer is supposed to do for you. It's often called the God Source, and I think it's because we're drawing energy in through our crowns and down our bodies to get the energy flowing. It says the Main Central Vertical, or the Main Central Harmonizer, gives energy and an overall tune-up to the whole being. It is the major centering flow. It balances the appetite, clears the eyes, head, throat, chest, digestive organs, pelvis, back, lymph, blood, and nervous system. It energizes the being's life force. Let me say that again. It energizes the being's life force. So, as you can see, there's really not even a part of the body that's not affected from this. And I want to go so far as to say it's not just the body, but it's the mind and spirit as well, because as we know, there is an interaction between all of these things. So I am going to demonstrate for you how to do the Main Central Harmonizer for yourself. It's a great thing to do first thing in the morning or at night before you're going to bed. Super easy to do. You can even do it while you're watching TV. What you're doing is you're using each of your hands to create an energetic pull throughout your body. So if this hand, so I use my right hand on the top of my head, also known as the crown chakra, and my left hand goes to my forehead or my third eye. And I sit here for a moment, and what you're going to want to feel for is a gentle pulsing between the two hands. Now, sometimes it takes some time to start to be able to feel that pulsing. It may feel like it's just your pulse, like your blood pumping through your body, but actually what you're really feeling for is the energy flow. And you want the two hands to be in harmony. So once they get to the point where you feel them both pulsing in unison, then you know that you've gotten to a point where the energy is flowing freely. So hold this for a moment. If this is your first time, it may take some time, and that's okay. And so next, I move to the tip of my nose. And by the way, you can do this on other people, and you can hold your hand a little bit away from their body if you want, if that annoys the person that you're helping. And we sit here for a moment, and we feel that pulsing together. From there, we move to the throat, or the throat chakra. And that's right at the base of your throat where it meets your top of your chest here. And I just breathe. This is a great thing to do while you're meditating. And then we go to the center of the chest. And I'm going to move my camera down a little bit so you can see. I'll slide back. And when you feel those two pulses working together, you're going to go to your solar plexus, essentially your third chakra. The next is right around your belly button, or just below, and I think you're probably familiar with the sacral chakra. And then we go to the pubic bone. And again, if you're doing this on somebody else, you don't have to touch them. You can keep your hand just above them. It's all about intention. So if you're working with yourself or you're working with someone else, you're channeling source energy through your body, waking up all of your chakras, waking up all of your meridians. And once we feel like this is complete, then we take our hand off the top of our head and we take it around to the back to your tailbone. And what this does is it directs the energy that you've opened up that comes from the top of your head down to your tailbone or your root chakra, and it comes back around and up the back of your body. I feel a little bit tingly right now, so I know things are working. And that's it. You're done. So, if this again is your first time, you may not feel anything this time. You might just hold your hands there for a few moments and let the energy flow. It is flowing. You just might not be attuned to feeling it just yet. But if you do this on a regular basis, you're going to start feeling that pulsing, and that's a signal that your body's energy is flowing. The chakra energy, the source energy is flowing through your body from the top of your head, and I would argue from above the top of your head, right down the front of your body and up the back of your body, which is the way that our energy flows. And this is what we need for good, healthy, balanced energy. I just wanted to say one other thing, that you can also do this if you're in an awkward situation and you can't really touch the top of your head. You can also just use your hands. So if I hold my thumbs here, I'm going to get another little demonstration for you here. Each of your fingers, and excuse the notes that I have all over here, but each of your fingers also corresponds to a meridian. So the thumb is related to your stomach and spleen. So you can gently hold your thumb with the opposite hand. Hold it to feel the pulsing. And then you can go to the other one. Now, your stomach and spleen help with things like worry and depression or guilt, or they can just help you with digestion as well, to get your food moving through you. The index finger, this is for the bladder and the kidney. Bladder and kidney have to do with fear. So if you're fearful of something, hold your index finger. Now you don't have to hold it too tightly, just hold it gently till you can sort of feel that pulsing through your finger. It also helps people who maybe deal with too much perfectionism, right? We want to be in balance. The middle finger is liver and gallbladder. And just do the one hand and then the other. So this can be anger and indecision. So people who develop liver problems often have problems with anger. And so there's a correlation there. And the ring finger, this is the lung and large intestine. This has to do with grief, negative attitude, that sort of thing. So we hold those with the opposite hand, and you can do this daily. And finally, the pinky finger. This is the heart and small intestine meridian. This has a lot to do with pretense, has to do with loving yourself and loving others, confusion, or heart difficulties. And so we hold those until we feel a really good pulsing. Now the center of your palms is also a meridian that relates to the umbilicus and diaphragm. And these are kind of global meridians that govern everything. So we hold those as well. And these are really easy to do when you're in a crowded place and you don't want people to see you doing this. For instance, I know that stomach and spleen have a lot to do also with your sinuses. So let's say you have some allergy issues or your sinuses are congested. You can sit easily and hold your thumb without anybody noticing what you're doing. So there we go. Thank you so much for joining me. Please leave a comment below if you have any success with this or any questions. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. And I want you to know how easy this is. You can finish it in 5 minutes if you want to. The longer you hold it, the better. If you just have a little time in your day, you can just go ahead and do your points, right? If you're feeling a little under the weather, go ahead and do your main central harmonizer. So thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, and let me know what you think of this. And have a great day.